Hey guys, this is John Lee Hillier from JT's Vending. Thank you guys for rocking with us today. So um, this video will be about 15, just a quick 15 budgeting tips that you can use. I use on a daily basis. I use them on vacation. I use a few of them on vacation. Didn't use all of them. But in my daily life, or me and my wife are budgeting for events coming up, or we have a budget meeting, family budget meeting, or we have something we're trying to do with the pool or something like that. We use these tips, and a lot of them help. A lot of them I focus on myself almost on a daily basis. So let's jump right into it. So I know that we have to talk about the dreaded B word, budget. Now, understand, guys, that a budget does not limit your freedom. Take it from me. I came from poverty. I came from living. I came from living. I can't even say paycheck to paycheck. I was living dollar for dollar. I mean, me and my wife, we went to Dollar Tree with $20, and we buy $20 worth of like food out of the freezer section of Dollar Tree, and make meals out of it. Like try to cook. It was bad. Times were bad because we had no sense of finances, no sense of budgeting, and we thought the same thing, that it was a bad thing or it stopped us from having fun. But since I've been doing it for the last few years, I realized that a budget actually gives you freedom. I know it sounds weird, but as a friend of mine, well, now she's a friend. She's one of our YouTube subscribers. She can testify that you get a level of freedom when you have more than what you thought you had left over when you start to budget. So, I'm just going to go over 15 of those tips. And if you have any comments or concerns, put them in the comment section. And then, I'll get back to you as quick as I can, but they help. So let's start now. You will want to stick around. You will want to stick around for like number one, because number one is it's off the chain, and it helps me. It helps center my life to where I know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So anyway, let's jump into it. We'll start from number 15. So number 15 is give yourself lots of grace. Hear me when I say that. Give yourself lots of grace. Meaning, when you're trying to do a budget, it may take you 2 or 3 months to get a handle on it. It may take you more time than that. It may take you less. But give yourself grace to where you're doing something. So the young lady that I'm coaching now, it started with unofficially coaching her, and now she's doing great. And she told me yesterday, I'm her accountability partner. I hold her accountable because I told her, you either lie to me about what you're doing, or you actually do it, and then you feel outstanding about it. And I can tell with her body language and her emotions, she is doing what she's saying she's doing, because you can't explain it. You can't explain how it feels when you don't have to wait on a paycheck to do something. You can't explain when you want something, you go, I get it, I'll go get it. And you go get it without worrying about, I need to work overtime. I need to work 2 extra days, make this $10 back. If I spend this $40 here, if I go to, you ain't got to do that. So give yourself grace. I say start as low as you can. Start building a habit. So you guys know, anything you do consistently over time becomes a habit. So make it a habit of putting up $1 a day. Not $1 a day, $1 a payday, or $5 or $10. The young lady I'm speaking about at Aldi's, she started with $10. $10 a pay period putting up. And as she's starting to feel that habit forming, she puts up more. So give yourself grace. Number 14 is be content and quit the comparison game. So you can get on TikTok and YouTube and all these on social media and all your friends and everybody around you see everybody with a new car. I seen a guy pull up next to me. I'm in my little Honda CRV, and the guy pull up here as a Maserati, and I just did a thumbs up out my window, and he let his window down. He said, "Yeah, it's a nice car, man. Yeah, this car nice." I just gave him a thumbs up. But he was excited that he had a nice car. I didn't stop to try to be like, well, why he get a car and I do? Why he get a nice car and I do? I don't care. Don't compare yourself to what someone else is doing. Me and my wife were trying to get out of debt and trying to get out of poverty. We didn't care about the next millionaire. We didn't care about who was doing what. We wanted to do what we need to do to keep ourselves on track. So, even a young lady at Aldi's, like, she's not caught up in who's doing what. She's not caught up in what I'm doing. Now, she is obviously trying to get on my level and above my level, obviously, because I would definitely like to get on Bill Gates' level. I would definitely like to get on his level, but it's not my only drive to what I'm doing. So not comparing yourself with everyone else, it helps you, and just keep moving forward. Number 13, try an online budgeting tool. Now, me and my wife, we did Every Dollar with Dave Ramsey. Ramsey Solutions is outstanding. It works well. It works great on iPhone or Apple. iPhone or Android. It works great. It helped us a lot, and it helps us focus our planning and tracking and spending, so we won't have to worry about. So if we have a like, if you swipe your card, it'll pop up there on the Every Dollar app what you spent, so you easily keep track of what you spent, and it was helpful for us. It was a big tool for us. Number 12 is use cash for certain budget categories that trip you up. So one of the budget categories that trips us up, I'm gonna give you an example, and this is also Dave Ramsey's Rachel Cruz's envelope system. So the grocery store used to trip us up. It used to be a huge trip up, and we would say, okay, we're spending $900 this month on groceries, and we spend $1,700. And then we was like, okay, we got to stop spending so much. So we started taking the cash, and then once we got a control of what we need and kind of got it at $900, we were good. But for my wife, for any of you who like to shop, one of our other areas that tripped us up is, summer and winter and, clothes for the kids. So me and her, we'll sit down, we'll set a budget, we'll come up with 500 or 600. We'll set a budget for the kids for clothes, an allotment amount for just clothes. Not really shoes, because they're kids and they kind of grow weird. So 1 minute they're in a 4, and the next month they're in a 9. So they grow. But clothes, it used to trip us up. We would set an amount, and then my wife would use the card and would always go over. So we was like, no. Now, when we go shopping for the kids, clothes shopping, we do cash. We take the cash out from the ATM machine and we use the cash. When the cash is gone, it's gone. Simple as that. So that's how we started doing our groceries and our shopping for the kids' clothes. But we don't have now doing a budget. We don't get tripped up now. But we've been doing it for years. But it still may happen. But every time she goes shopping for clothes, it takes cash. Number 11, cut up your credit cards. I had 3 credit cards when me and my wife met. I had 3 or 4 payday loans, cash to you leasing, title loans. I had everything you can think to borrow money from somebody. I borrowed, and I was scared. I ain't finna lie to you. I was scared to cut up those credit cards because I had heard, oh, you can build your credit score, you can do this. My credit score is 0 right now. I live an outstanding life without using a credit score. What society does, they trick people into believing, they trick poor people especially, into believing that you need a credit score to live life. You need a credit score to have. No, a credit score, all it does is tell other people that you can handle debt and you can pay your debt. But when you can't pay your debt and your credit score drops, it shows them that you can't pay debt. You can't handle debt. So how about stop believing those stupid lies and just don't have any. Don't have any credit card debts or payday loan debts or any loans out there whatsoever, and you won't fall into that trap. And I was scared to cut my cards up. When I finally did, I paid them off and then cut them up, and I never went back to credit cards. Don't need them because anything I need. If my son, I always say, he like, Dad, let's get this. I said, well, if we can't afford it, we don't deserve it. Not meaning we will never get it. It just means if we can't afford it, we don't deserve it right now. If we can't afford to pay cash for it, the washer and dryer we got. We walked in the store, we want that. And they was like, it's going to be, so-and-so amount monthly payments. No, we'll buy it. It was like, well, it'll be more if you buy it. No, that's a lie. It'll be more if I pay you a monthly payment on top of the interest rate you're going to charge me to have equipment in my house. So no, how about I pay you this few $1,000s flat now and I'm done. So people lie to you to get you to sign up for credit and sign up for loans. But I'm telling you, check out Dave Ramsey's website, check out his information. You do not have to have credit cards to live your life. You can lie to yourself, but I don't care. My life is great without credit. Simple as that. You can buy a home without credit. You can go manual underwriting to buy a home. You don't need credit to buy a car. You pay cash for a car. Our cars are paid off, but when they break down, we're going to go cash. Simple as that. Anyway, so cut up those credit cards, guys. They are horrible. The interest rates are sky high these days, and even if you pay it off each month every time, you're borrowing someone else's money and then paying them back for borrowing that money. And then you do the same thing next month. So if you don't have the money to afford something right then, you go, man, I want it. Because more than likely it's not an emergency. It's something you want. And you buy a nice new pair of headphones that came out. Beats by Dre. $250. Man, I like them headphones. Let me get a mine one out. I work out. I use them when I work out. Use them when I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. You spend $250 on a credit card. And that month, with your interest rate, you end up paying, $250. You end up paying $285 or $300, paying it back. When you could have just used your cash, bought the headphones, and been done with it. But now you're doing it every month. And you say, "Oh, I pay it off on time. I'm getting airline miles and points." It was a hard thing for me to understand that the tallest buildings in the world are banks. The biggest, most lavish, is that the word? Yeah, whatever. The biggest buildings, the nicer buildings, they're banks. They're owned by banks. The airports, casinos, these are huge, massive buildings. They're not gambling with what they're doing. They run studies and statistics. They know that if the more people they get hooked on airline miles and points, the more money the people spend, which they make money. They give you points to spend on airline miles or food at the airport. It don't make sense to me. But if you want to live like that, if you always do what you have always done, then you will always be where you have always been. I guarantee you that. My, was it my 12th grade summer school, 11th grade summer school, 12th grade summer school English teacher told me that, and it's still still stuck. So get rid of those credit cards. Don't get caught up in trying to do a credit scheme or mouthing points, and then you end up having a tragedy or something, or going broke, losing your job, and now, oh, you got airline mouthing points, but try paying your utility bill with that. Don't work that way. So, number 11, keep a miscellaneous line in your budget. Here's a budgeting tip that you can start at any time real quick. Put a small amount of money aside for unexpected expenses throughout the month. Label this as your miscellaneous line in your budget. That way, when it comes up, you can cover it without taking money you've already put somewhere else. So we do that. We have a few $100 miscellaneous budget for random miscellaneous things like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of random miscellaneous. Maybe dog stuff. Something for the dog, or robo fish that we use for the pool. We don't really have much. Or just my wife sees something that she wants. Our neighbor, my best friend Jay, his birthday, he just turned 1. Get him a birthday gift. That came out of our miscellaneous item. It didn't come from anywhere else. We're still on budget, but I'll tell you that you have to have that miscellaneous line item in your budget. And you know what your budget is. You set the budget based off of how much you make that month. The net profit, the net income you bring home, and then minus your expenses, everything that you have to pay out. So keep a miscellaneous line item. That will help you stay on budget. And number 9 is track your progress. Speaking of goals, don't set them up and forget about them. It's easy to do when you get caught up. So when you're setting a budget, you have to make sure that you have monthly goals, you stick to them, and you talk about your goals with your spouse or if you have an accountability partner. You may not be married, you may be dating, or you may be single. If you have somebody that can help hold you accountable, then talk to them about it. You can reach out to us and talk to us about a budget. Email us, you can text us, you can write something in the comment section. We would definitely be willing to converse with you about a budget, but you have to be honest with yourself, because we can't give you any advice if you're giving us false information. Simple as that. We follow Dave Ramsey. His plan works. His plan is for people who don't have a plan and didn't know about finances or budgeting. That's why his plan works. It works for me. So track your progress. Don't just set it up and forget about it. And when you get those raises and benefits and bonuses at work, don't go, I'm finna get this and get this. You will find a way to spend that money. Don't do that. Continue to live off what you were making. And if you have credit card debt or anything like that, put it towards that. But we'll get to that part. So number 8, have goals. Building up your emergency fund should be that number 1 goal, in my opinion, because that emergency fund helps knock out the miscellaneous stuff that happens, like flat tire or some light bulbs going out, windshield wipers. There's some always with the cars, the freaking oil changes or some small, but having the $1,000 emergency fund helps. And again, like Dave Ramsey said, that $1,000 emergency fund, it's a starter emergency fund. It's not supposed to be more than that, because it's meant for you not to be comfortable at $1,000. So when you get to $1,000 or under, you should be kicking it into high gear to get above $1,000. and then you start putting stuff towards your paying off your debt. But you have to set goals. Um, use your so what I didn't talk about is you should have a why, and then use your why to set the goals so you can get closer to your life's dream. And write down your goals, make them visible, give them a timeline. So your why is your reason why you don't want to continue living paycheck to paycheck. For me, I'll give you an example. 2017, 18, I think. I wrote down my why. And my why was um, I wanted to spend more time with my kids. I wanted to actually be there and present and not always have to go, well, I got to go to work. I can't do nothing with my kids. I got tired of saying that. And I wanted to raise my children and be present and be in their lives and teach my son how to be a better man than me and raise my daughter. And that was my why. I wanted to be present. In order for me to be present, I need to have enough resources, finances, money, so that I won't have to count the hours of the day that I can work just so I can be at home, or work every weekend, or I got to work this weekend, or they say it is mandatory overtime. So I ain't going in. Simple as that. Instead of going, oh, it's mandatory, I got to go because I can't miss a day because I ain't got the money. No, not for me. I'm spending that time with my family. At this point, but at first, no, I worked like crazy. I worked seven days a week. I cried at work, but I set the goal, and I cried and I prayed and I cried and I cried a lot at work because my body was tired, my brain was tired. I was physically, mentally, and just spiritually exhausted from working, and I kept doing it.
Go!
And it was hard, and I missed out on a lot of stuff. But now I got my time back. I got time with my son to teach him how to be a better man. So those what I mean by that's my why. My why was I wanted to leave. I want to spend time with my kids to leave an impression of them in their lives of how to be better than me. But I couldn't do that if I had to work every day, 7 days a week. So that's my why. You have your own why, and that trying to reach that why will come with a sacrifice. I'll tell you that it will be a sacrifice. There's nothing will be giving to you. There will always be that sacrifice. So it's short-term discipline for long-term gain. You're not working 7 days a week for 10 years. You're working 7 days a week for maybe 6 months, 9 months, a year and a half. For me, it was like a year and 18 months. I was working as much as I could. I was working like crazy until we finally hit that point. So that's what you have to do, guys, when you set that goal. Have your why, stick with that why, and that why should fuel you to do better and to fight through it. So number 7 is set auto drafts. You can set auto drafts. Paying bills isn't the most exciting part of being an adult, but it's also unavoidable. Save time and stress by setting up auto drafts. Excuse me, for a few of your bills. So with us, we have, we have Most of our bills, except for two, 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 except for two or three of our 7 bills are auto draft or not auto draft. But it helps, it saves time, but you have to work up to that point. You can't have, $0 in the bank, living paycheck to paycheck and set up an auto draft. You know it's gonna put you in a negative and the bank gonna charge you more money. So that state, it does take a minute to get there, but when you do get there, have things set up. Go through your bank account, delete things that's not being used. If you got 14 streaming platforms plus cable, get rid of either cable or the platforms. You don't need all those. Because you're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be out there working overtime and working like crazy to stack some money up, not sitting around watching TV. And if you think about it, the poorest people, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, I guarantee you, for most of us, you watch a lot of TV. You watch every new show. You watch every little TikTok reel on your phone or YouTube, or it's okay watching YouTube stuff like this, talking about finances, but just amusing yourself to death. Like you can't spend all your time watching TV or playing a video game, which I do love doing. So set auto draft, it'll help. All right, number six is don't be afraid to trim your budget. Please, guys, don't be afraid to look at that budget. Brace yourself. It might be time to just cut some stuff out of your budget. And sometimes you have to do that. Like I spoke earlier, you have to go through. Things might be tight because of inflation or because of whatever reason, but you can save money quickly by trimming your budget, and you can take, like I just said, streaming platforms. If you got 3 streaming platforms, you got Netflix, Hulu, Crackle, Tubi, Vudu, Prime. How about having Netflix and Hulu? Instead of 6, drop down to 2. Because every dollar counts. And a lot of those platforms, they're getting up with no commercials. I think it's having like commercial free, it's up to like over $20. So, you got 6 going, you got over $100 going out your account every month, and you don't even watch all those platforms all the time, and they have the same thing, especially Tubi. That's free. But if you pay for the no commercials and the saving stuff like that, it costs money. So just take your time, look at it, see what comes out of your bank account, and see whatever, if it doesn't apply and you hadn't used it, see if you can cut it. Just take a look at it. But don't be afraid to trim, because trimming now can save you thousands of dollars later. Because think about it. If you're not using all your platforms, it's $100 a month, and you're only using one platform, which is Netflix. Just using Netflix. You don't watch Hulu. You don't watch all the other platforms. You can save $80 a month if you get rid of the rest of those platforms and just have Hulu or Netflix or whatever. But you're just throwing $80 a month away in the trash to not use the platform. So every platform we have, 2, we use on a daily basis. Most of my kids watch their little Trolls or some other little show, but and then I do watch Bob Burgers. So I like Bob Burgers. I like Rick and Morty, stuff like that. But I rarely get to watch TV. But when I do, I like those specific shows. So that's all we have. So like I said, don't be afraid to trim your budget, guys. All right, number 5. Now, number 5 is pay off your debt. If you have debt, paying it off needs to be top priority in your budget. So what we learned through Dave Ramsey baby steps, the 7 baby steps, and the debt snowball method, you have to, if you don't have the money now, you need to go out and earn side jobs, side hustles. You need to earn more money first. And when you're earning the money, you have to have a budget so that when you need to put at least 20, 30, you need to put something toward your debt each month while you're making more money so that you can get the debt paid off. And now all of that money, so when we paid off our vehicles, all that money we were paying, I think my car note was $255 and my wife was $328. All of that was started to stay in our account after we paid off our cars. And that's how it works. Or credit cards. When I paid off my credit cards, I was done. I cut them up, and I never had to worry about credit card bills again because I didn't have credit cards to use. My debit card does the same thing. I get points. I get all this little extra stuff with my debit card. That's how it works, guys. So attacking it and attack it like you're mad at it, like Dave Ramsey always say. But paying off your debt. You don't have to do it all at one lump sum. If you want to, you can, but put something on it consistently over time and you'll get it paid off, and then don't do it again. If it's credit cards, when you pay that credit card off, cut it up. But you have to, doing that Dave Ramsey baby steps, it changed our lives. It changed our family tree. Like my children, when they grow up, like they will have to choose to live in poverty. I didn't choose. It's kind of how life turned out. But they'll have to choose it. It won't be something poverty won't be forced on them. They're growing up in a neighborhood that I had only dreamed of growing up. So they're growing up with, amenities that I never had. So things like that I'm doing now has changed my family tree for the next generation, my children, and then their children, and so on and so forth. So that's what it does, guys. Paying off the debt, attacking it, using the Dave Ramsey baby steps. It's true what they say. It works for people like me who didn't have a plan with money, who didn't understand, who thought I'll just save, and when I see something I want, I buy it. No, that don't work. Don't work at all. That's how you continue a cycle of generational poverty, by doing it that way. I can promise you that, because I did it that way and I thought I enjoyed it until I tried Dave Ramsey's baby steps, and it kind of like tested me and pushed me to do better. Oh yeah. So anyway, I don't want to get into all that, but just try putting a little bit towards your debt every month and not shooting yourself in the foot by paying off your credit card in July, and then August come, and then you run it back up because you saw something on sale that you wanted. Don't do it. So, all right, number 4 is start with the most important categories first. So, in the Hilliard household, giving and sharing are at the top of the list. It don't have to be like that for you, but for us, giving and sharing is the top of our list. And then it comes to our 4 walls. 4 walls are food, utility, shelter, and transportation. Now, once your true necessities have been taken care of, all you have to do is fill in the rest of the categories inside your budget. So your food, your groceries that you eat, man, it costs too much to eat out today. I'm sorry. I do it now, but when I was trying to get out of debt, no. Like we went on our vacation. We cooked eggs and sausage one morning or 2 mornings, and then we rode some bikes to get some coffee, some like custom coffee and like a coffee shop, and we rode around but we're on vacation and we're not trying to get out of debt. So we eat out and we still see the prices and we go, ugh, this is unnecessary. $85, for us to eat out. No. But I was hungry, so we was on vacation. So that was fine. But when you're in this process, guys, of trying to get out of debt, trying to build up something, $85 go a long way. Don't go to McDonald's and all these places trying to eat. So your four walls are your food, your utilities, what you need lights, you need power, you need water in your house, shelter, you need your homeowner's insurance, you need to make sure that things around the house are functioning so you can, work because it might be plumbing or something. And then your transportation, your car, gas, insurance, stuff like that you legally have to have to function. And that's what I mean by like start with the most important categories. So those are the most important. And I'll be honest with you guys. My hardest part with Dave Ramsey's plan, the part that was, it bothered me to my core, and I was embarrassed to tell my wife giving. I know this sounds weird, but giving. I've always heard, it's better to give than to receive. I thought that was stupid. Until I started Dave Ramsey's plan, started being generous in my daily life, and God was literally blessing me with not just a financial return, but just in ways that I couldn't imagine. But just because I was paying my tithes and being generous and being giving with an open heart, and I don't give a lot, but I give what I can. And I give it out of the kindness of my heart, not out of obligation or compulsion. I'm not obligated to give you a single thing. I choose to because it pleases my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it helps me feel a lot freaking better. Like I get more out of giving. I get so excited now for giving than I do. But you can ask my wife. She know when it comes down to buying me something, no, I want a surplus. I don't want to buy nothing. My wife has to buy my clothes. Yes, I have clothes from the last 6 years. And if she don't buy me anything, I just won't. I don't care. But you can't beat me giving now. You can't beat me giving. You cannot beat me being kind. And it took a long time for me to understand that process of giving and saving. But one person who helped me realize that was my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. They were giving out of the kindness of their heart, and it used to make me mad because what are you giving to me for? I can take care of my. And it wasn't that. They were just giving out of the kindness of their heart, not out of obligation or compulsion, because they loved me because they loved their daughter, and I loved their daughter, so they gave out of the kindness of their heart. And now I understand why they did and why they did what they did. So that can play a big part in helping you do better with your budget and your financial plan, guys. You don't have to give a lot. You can give. In the Bible, it talks about where the priest came and gave gold and jewelry and diamonds and all this, and the woman came and gave 2 pennies or 2 pence, 2 pennies or whatever, modern, 2 pennies. And Jesus said, she is blessed more than them because, or gave one of her 2 pennies because she gave out of what she had, not out of obligation or compulsion or recognition. She just gave what she could afford to give. And that's all we do. We give what we can afford to give. We don't feel bad when we can't give someone a certain amount. This is what we had to spare. Here you go. Bam. And we're not hard on ourselves because we know as Christians, that's what he commands us to do, to give out of the kindness of our heart of what we can. Not, I seen my church member, they gave $1,000. Well, all I can give is $100 or $10. So I'm going to give this out of the kindness of my heart. And that's how we roll. So anyway, number 4 will start with the most important categories. I hope I covered the most important categories, those 4 walls. But firstly, a percentage that you'll give and a percentage you'll save. Because what people mess up, they think that every dollar they earn is theirs to keep. when it's not that way, because you have to eat, you need clothes, you need shelter, you need transportation. So you buying gas at the gas station, you buying food from the grocery store, you're paying all the utility companies, the cable company, the phone bill company. You're paying everybody else but yourself, and you go broke. That's how it works. So, number three, remember that every month is different. Some months you'll have to budget for things like back to school supplies or routine car maintenance. Other months you'll be saving for things like vacation, birthdays, and holidays. Make sure you prepare for all of your expenses, even those monthly specific ones. Keep those special occasions from sneaking up on you by pulling up your calendar while you're creating your budget. That's what we do. Me and my wife talk about it. This calendar on the wall right there. We write everything on there, even her work schedule, and we keep track of everything we have to do. And even this vacation, my wife had planned it like beginning of the year. She was like, "Oh, in July, we doing this and this and this, and then we doing this, and we budget for it. We made sure everything was there. We bam. I mean, we took our time and built up to it. And we're not millionaires. We're not rich. We just set budgets, and it helps us live a better life. That's all we do. So remember that every month is different. Like I said, my best friend Jay, he just had a birthday party, bought him a gift, and we went on vacation. We had enjoyed ourselves. We had fun. The holidays are coming up, and right now we're getting ready to go to the back to school month next month. So it's July 17th. We've already planned for a budget for school supplies. We already have a school supply list, and we're going to go from there. So that's what you have to do, guys. Remember, each month is different, but you have to be open and transparent either with your partner or yourself about what you're going to spend that month. And if you have friends, or I wouldn't say friends, if the people you're around don't understand that you want to stop going out so much so you can do a budget and you can save money. If they get upset and why you want to hang out with us, they don't really care about you. They want you to do something for them, because more than likely you're probably the one paying for everything. So try to kick it in the goal.
Yeah.
Yay! You did it! Goal! 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 Come in the front. There we go. Let her try one more time. Put right back right here. Now, come on. Turn around this way, Charlie. Charlie.
Look, that way.
Kick here.
I like this. Come over. I'll kick it.
Oh. Go. Oh, right. That was so close. You just go. Goal! Goal! Even though that was cheating, but that's fine. She only two. Let's go to number two. Number two is do the budget together. You need a financial accountability partner. So the young lady from Aldi's, I am her financial accountability partner. And I cheer her on. I'm always there. But find someone who can cheer you on and help you stick to your goals. Have a monthly budget meeting to review what happened last month and what's coming up, which is what we do. But she does it with her partner, and I do it with my partner. You don't share that with random people. You share that with your financial accountability partner. But her partner is her financial accountability partner. I'm just a third party that's just helping her go. And when she wants to share additional stuff with me and ask me questions, then I'm involved. But I don't just jump in her monthly budget, because it's hers and it's personal. And when she wants to share, she'll share. So anyway, just don't go and run up to a stranger. Hey, can you be my financial accountability partner? Because some people might try to get into your business, try to take your money. So be careful. But if you're married, sit down once a month and have a financial family budgeting night. Make it fun. Grab some of your favorite snacks and put on a good playlist, If you need to get if you need to get on the same page with money, set a goal together and dream about the future and what it'll look like. Remember, if the two of you are one, your bank account should be one too. It's no longer your money or my money, it's our money. Me and my wife had to get on the same page about that. You know, it's our money. It's not my money. It's not your money. It's our money. We have children. We're married. Now, if you're single, I'm gonna tell you this: if you're not married, legally married to someone, do not tie your bank account with them. Do not set up a joint bank account, because the moment something go wrong, and that person, they don't even have to ask you to split. They can just split, and now all of your money is with that other person. Now, when you're married, it's a little bit more technical than that. They can just split, but you'll still have access to that account. But if you put that person on your account and they go take you off and just close, when you're married, it don't work like that. You can contact Chase Bank and they'll explain it, or First Tennessee Bank. They'll explain, when you open a bank account as a married couple, you don't get to just take the other person off. So you can't just take off with the money. But anyway, don't set it up if you're not married, legally married. If you're engaged, whatever, that's fine. Keep it separate until you get married, legally married, and then combine bank accounts and have one joint, so it's easier for you guys can keep people on track. So for me and my wife, like, she's the spender, I'm the saver. So if I would buy something, she wanted to question me about it, because normally, I'll buy something. She's like, "What was that for? Why you buy something at work?" I'll cry. I left my lunch. And she's not saying it to be rude. We're holding each other accountable. So with us in our relationship, we like to vocalize our opinions and our thoughts. So if she go buy something from Target, all right, sweetheart, what'd you buy from Target? And I'm not being mean. I'm just asking. Maybe it was $140. She's like, "Oh, that was we were out of Pampers and pull-ups." Oh, okay, never mind. And then we go from there. But if it's random spending of, hundreds of dollars, and we're trying to get out of debt, now, hey, we need to have a discussion. What's wrong? Why do you feel the need to do this? So it's easier to hold each other accountable, because I make mistakes too. So number 2 was do the budget together. So number 1, first and foremost thing that me, my wife, have done since the beginning of our Dave Ramsey Financial Peace baby step journey is budget to zero before the month begins. So this means before the month even starts, you're making a plan and giving every dollar a job to do. This is what you call a zero-based budget. I talked about this in a previous video. Zero-based budget. Now, that don't mean you have $0 in your bank account. All it means is that your income minus equals up to zero. I mean, your expenses equal up to zero. So the money you make, just say if you make $1,500 a month, you make $1,500 a month, and you do a budget. I want to find it. Hold on. All right. Let's see, can I do this? See if you guys can see. My son and daughter's like writing pad. So, if you have $1,500 a month, see if you guys see. Okay, you can see it a little bit. So we got $1,500 a month. So you would do what I say? You would do. I'm just going to give a rough example. A rough example of what to do or how to do a zero-based budget. And you can I don't know whatever you guys have So if we cover these 4 walls, yeah, so like this, make 15, trying not to hit that button, $1,500 a month, and we cover our 4 walls. And plus we give ourselves, a little, what's the name? A little wiggle room in your budget. So you would break that down to however much things cost. We'll do this. And we'll do this. And these are not actual prices. I'm just hope my writing is big enough. All right. Okay, wiggle room. I had to look up because I said wiggle room, but I forgot I called it miscellaneous line item. That's the wiggle room I call it in our budget. So, hope you guys can see this. So, hope I don't look backwards. So what we're doing is we make $1,500 a month. We do $400 for food, $300 for utility, $500 for shelter, $100 for retirement, transportation, and then our miscellaneous line item will be $200. So breaking down at $1,500, this is just a rough draft. I don't know how your household is set up, but if you're taking $1,500, that's a zero-based budget. You're bringing it all back down to you're giving every dollar a job assignment, a job to do. So you know where your money's going. Money won't just slip away and accidentally get free. So that's what a zero-based budget is. It helps you make sure that none of your money slips through the crack and is not spent accidentally. This is how you take full control of every dollar that you have coming into your home. Do a simple zero-based budget, and this is at the start. Ground zero, number 1. The first thing you should do is to set a zero-based budget to make sure that you don't lose your money. Is not miscellaneous, just running away. So guys, I hope this video has helped someone or will help you. I think I'm gonna try to do in the future, like on a writing pad, so it can be a little clearer. But it's just a rough draft. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I hope I'm explaining this well. I'm explaining it in the way that I did it, and it helped me. And it was hard, but me and my wife, we buckled down and we got it done because we knew and understood what the Bible said, that Hebrews chapter 12 verse 11 tells us that no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Meaning you can do hard things for a short period of time, but you have to discipline yourself to be intentional to do the thing you need to do. So if you're intentional about going out and partying every weekend, you're going to make sure you find a way to go out and party every weekend. I don't want to party every weekend. I want to make sure my reason why that I want to build my wealth is because I want to spend more time with my family. I love spending time with my wife. I love spending time with my children. And I love being a part of their lives every single day. And I don't want to keep pawning it off on, well, I got to work. Daddy got to work. Yeah, I got to work. But I don't have to work all the time and be gone. So, thank you guys so much. I hope this video helps. We truly appreciate you guys rocking with us. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can always leave it in the video in the comment section. If you have any questions about setting a budget, if you want to talk to me or email me or text, you can. Go to our website. Dave Ramsey, his baby step, seven baby steps program, debt snowball program, financial peace program, it helped us. So a lot of his stuff is free. You can go check out Dave Ramsey, listen to his podcast, and it helped, guys. I'm telling you, this stuff works. You just have to be intentional. So have a blessed day. Be safe. Earn as much as you can and save as much as you can. Au revoir. À bientôt. Allez prochaine.